Hi guys, welcome to Garage Football. Should Man United sack Mourinho? Bill and I will discuss. So Bill, what do you think? Should they sack Mourinho?
Well, I think a change is inevitable, isn't it, Ryan? Yesterday's performance, again, very flat, wasn't it? If you're not up for a game against your arch rivals, Liverpool, you're never going to be up for a game, are you? So
that's a game you've got to turn up for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't want to lose, but you've got to put 100% effort in and play for the badge, play for the fans, and they're clearly not playing for the manager. They haven't done for most of the season. And yesterday again summed it up. So there's got to be a change. I think not only in the dugout but throughout the club as well. So whether they'll sack him now, I'm not sure. But it'd be amazing if he lasts beyond the end of the season for sure. I'm not here saying they should sack him. It's an irrelevance to me, but sometimes it's inevitable with things like this.
I think there's no two ways about it. I think in today's football, Mourinho is a bit of a dinosaur now.
Absolutely.
He's failed to adapt recently, and people sort of know his game. They know they know his tactics inside out.
Yeah.
And you could argue that his style, his negative way of playing, is just not United's way at all.
No.
But then again, I think when Mourinho was appointed, that didn't really matter. I think
I think it did.
Well, to a point, I personally would think, if you look at obviously when Ferguson went, Moyes came in, and obviously that he should have had more time. But at the end of the day, they finished, what was it, 7th that season?
When he got sacked,
7th. And then Van Gaal came in after that, and okay, they won the FA Cup, but they were still not Man United.
No.
So when Mourinho came in, we knew he was always quite a defensive manager, and you could think perhaps he's not the right fit for United, but this is a guy that's going to get them back up to the top 4, back up to challenge for the title, and then we can sort of adapt our ways from time to, from there. So I think from a Man United fan perspective, it should be about, right, let's get them winning again. But unfortunately, recently, that's not worked, has it?
Yeah, well, they brought in Van Gaal to get him to win the league because, they believed in Moyes, but obviously giving him a 6-year contract. He only served 9 months of that contract. So they thought Moyes would be the one long term. Didn't back him, really, especially in his first summer. Didn't sign anyone. I'm not saying he would have been a major success there going forward, but I felt the problem started from there, really. They got in Van Gaal, completely different manager to Moyes. Different style of players he brought in, spent a load of money. And Mourinho's different to both Moyes and Van Gaal, isn't he? Again, brought in different types of players, spent a load of money, and it hasn't worked. You've got a different mix of players. Are some of them good for Manchester United? Like good enough talent-wise? You'd have to say no. Some of them. Some of them are, but Mourinho's not getting the best out of them. No. So it's just a mess on the pitch. And off the pitch, now we've got a sporting director or anything like that, like a lot of the other top clubs have. And the recruitment side of things, they're buying probably the wrong players, spending a load of money not on a coherent philosophy, like the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool are doing, Tottenham. United are way behind on that, not only on the pitch but off the pitch in terms of recruitment. They're doing brilliantly commercially. Ed Woodward's doing a great job for that, but football's about getting results on the pitch, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. You touched on, are they the players? Are they United quality players? Well, on paper, they are. But it's like you say, Mourinho is not getting the best out of the players. He's not. Because let's face it, he's got Sanchez, he's got Pogba. Yeah. Fred, where he hardly plays. All these signings he's got, they should technically challenge for the title.
You've got Martial as well.
You've got, Lingard. All these players that are flipping good, but he's just not. They're not putting a shift in for him. And he says on the post-match interview the other day, my team, my players are not dishonest or anything like that. He's definitely lost the changing room, and that's the issue now.
Well, I think he lost it months ago, Ryan. This isn't a new thing. He lost it from the very start of the season, you have to say, with his comments he made about wanting new centre-backs. How does Jones Smalling Bailly feel? And Lindelof there, he wants centre-backs and he's not he feels he's not being backed and his defenders aren't good enough and that. Well, you're not going to play to your best if your manager doesn't believe in you. So that was a problem straight away. And like the third season syndrome, it's happened again. It's happened everywhere it's gone. That's why I'm even more amazed that they offered him a new contract earlier this year to last till 2020.
Yeah, but in terms of trying to keep the dressing room, he admits he needs a stronger defence, but when he openly says, how does the Luke Shaws and the people like that feel? You know, they're going to feel deflated, aren't they, when your manager's coming out like that?
Yeah, well, look, I agree. I think Manchester United, no matter who's in charge, need new centre-backs. Because none of them, you have to say, are title-winning quality, you have to say. I mean, look, Phil Jones and Chris Smalling have been there for a while and have won leagues, but have they been the main star players? No, they haven't. You know, you go back in history, like Alex Ferguson had Stammen Johnson in the triple-winning team, Ferdinand Vidic, Bruce Pallister. They had strong, top-quality centre-back pairings, but even the backup players like Wes Brown, John O'Shea, Mikel Silvestre, good enough to fit in, play a certain amount of games, but they weren't first choice. The centre-halves they've got now are more like fill-in third, fourth choice defenders. None of them you have to say are first or second choice defenders at all. So no matter who Manchester United have as the manager, they need defenders. But even at fullbacks as well, they play Ashley Young all the time. Yeah. He's an old winger.
Based on the defence
and Valencia as well. Sorry,
exactly.
So they still need a whole new defence, but they Mourinho brought in Bayern Lindelof. So it's not like he's bought no defenders. He's brought them in.
Well, there you go, and so there's that counter argument, isn't there? When Mourinho's saying, needs the ball to back in to get more defenders, but he has spent money.
Yeah, I mean Pogba, they spent record. Yeah, he's one of his first signings, wasn't he, for Jose? Spent all that money. He has produced some good performances, but is he getting the best out of a world-class World Cup winner? Yeah. No, obviously not. He's fell out with him. Didn't even come off the bench yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, in the first season, they had Zlatan, didn't they?
Yeah.
So what happened there? That was a bit of a flop, wasn't it?
Well, was he? I thought he done really well.
No, not in terms of his performance for United, but you think the time.
Longevity. Longevity. Yeah. No, but he got a bad injury, didn't he? Yeah. But he was a Man United quality player. Unfortunately, he was a bit old, but they were the type of players, quality-wise, that United need to sign. Like, you've got Herrera, Matic, Fellaini in midfield.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good players, but they're not someone like Pogba who's going to travel box to box. Like Michael Carrick's retired. They haven't got anyone like him in this squad, have they, at all? he can't play now. So, I mean, Fred, what's happened to him? Spent over £50 million on him, had a good reputation. He played the first game against Leicester. He's hardly played since. I mean, why didn't they spend that? Graham Souness made a great point yesterday after the game. Why didn't they spend that money on trying to buy a new defender? When they were linked with Harry Maguire and Toby Alderweireld in the summer.
What a change that would have made.
I mean, 50 million might have got them, or they might have had to pay a bit more on top. But why didn't they spend that money on getting a defender? Do they need another midfielder? Well, they probably do as well, but I think a defender was more of a priority.
I think personally, completely agree. But I think the Man United's philosophy from the board now should be right. Let's appoint a head coach.
Yeah.
Let's get someone in who's going to train the team, because Mourinho is no coach. Let's be honest. He's the type of guy who, in the past, it worked quite well. He bought the right players and kind of let it gel. Here, it's not working. We need some sort of shift of power now, because on paper, Man United have got good players.
Yeah, but he's not getting the best out of them. And you make a great point about being a head coach. All the top managers are head coaches now. Pochettino at Tottenham.
Yep.
Emery at Arsenal. Sarri at Chelsea. Guardiola at City. They're all head coaches. Mourinho isn't one of those. He calls himself that because he's not the manager, but he's not a head coach. I mean, he was known for his defensive performances at Chelsea, Inter Milan, but United's defence are terrible. They're so open. even like the likes of Wolves and Crystal Palace when they visited Old Trafford recently, they were disappointed not to win. That's how many chances they had. That just shows how poor their defence is. If they didn't have David De Gea in goal, I mean, Christ knows what. And he's not even having a great season at the moment. No. So, you need solid foundations at the back. But going forward, they are hopeless going forward. There's no philosophy. Attacking players are not playing nowhere near what they're capable of. Lukaku isn't, Martial isn't, Rashford's trying hard. Yeah, Lingard scored yesterday, but something's missing, isn't there? Like they just need
direction.
They need direction in the boardroom and on the pitch.
I think everyone knows United need change now, but is it personally? Does Mourinho go now? Or do we wait? Do they wait till the end of the season, if you like, to sack him? But the problem is, who do you get in at the moment? What is the solution? I think they should just hold on at the moment. Let's face it. I know they're try and get to top 4, but hold it out, see what you can do to the end of the season, and then make the decision. But what's going to happen in terms of getting rid of him tomorrow, if you like? Is that really going to benefit the team in the short term?
Well, it can't get any worse. Well, the thing is, it could get worse, Ryan, saying that. I mean, you got the teams below Man United at the moment, like West Ham. They've won 4 in a row. They're only a couple points off United at the moment, so it could get worse. That's the thing. And if they bring in someone new or get a caretaker, are they going to do as bad? I think they'll galvanise the players. Get some players like Pogba back on side. Pogba's a World Cup winner, as I said earlier, world class individual on his day. If he performs near to what he can do, he can really transform the team. Who would you appoint for Man United if Mourinho left tomorrow? They couldn't get one of the big boys in. Who would you, as a caretaker? Like Zidane. Yeah, couldn't get him at the moment or whatever. Options are limited, aren't they? When you got the coaching staff at United, they're quite inexperienced, aren't they? They've got Michael Carrick, who retired in the summer. He's not ready for that, though. He's not ready. You've got Kieran McKenna, who was the under-18s manager. Done really well, but again, he was only appointed in the summer to the first team. So they're very inexperienced. They haven't got Ryan Giggs, he's at Wales now. I mean, the only other one you could possibly say is Nicky Butt, who's the he's the head of the academy. He could take over until the end of the season. But I think at the moment, if there was more options, I think we possibly might be out the door by now. But I think there's probably a few lack of options, isn't there? And that's probably why he's still in charge. Yeah, or maybe Ryan Giggs, because I know he's Wales manager, but you could argue that he could technically fill in for a few months. Yeah, well, he did, didn't he? When Moyes got sacked, he took over for 4 games or whatever it was. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, but what would you say is a priority for United now? Should they focus on the management side of things, or should they really focus on getting a director of football or sorting out the recruitment side of things? It's just not working for him, is it? I think it's inevitable that Mourinho's got to go. Whether he should go now, if I was in charge, like I said, I don't know if I would just get rid of him. That's a different question, isn't it? Plus, he'd have a big payout as well. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think he's still got a bit of time to turn it around for this season. So I would still have faith to say, see what you can do. But going forward, I think Mourinho would have to go. I would say get a head coach in, director of football to sort of focus on the transfers and obviously work with the head coach as a partnership, if you like. Someone that's going to have an attacking sort of mentality, which United were, if you like, should be. And sort of challenge again. That should be the Man United basic quality. That's their DNA, isn't it? Well, they've completely gone away from it, haven't they? Ever since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. But even Mourinho, I know Mourinho's always been Mourinho. He's always been known for controversial comments and speaking his mind. But is that respectable for Man United? Is that a good trait? I know Alex Ferguson came out with some great, like you said to me before, about look at some of his press conferences he's had, but there was still a quality with Alex Ferguson. But he was a great manager. He always had the players on side, and the players who weren't on side, Van Nistelrooy, Stam, Keane. He got rid of them. He booted David Beckham even. Got them out the door. Brought some new players in. Always freshened up the squad. And not every transfer was successful under Ferguson, but the success rate from Mourinho at the moment is he's failing all of them.
And I remember that when Ferguson got rid of Beckham, they thought, what's going to happen now? What did he get? He got Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So it was always expanding. But Mourinho, I think he's sort of capped now. He's.
I think his time's done. I know he won the league in 2015, which wasn't long ago, but football's moved on since then. He's playing the football from that sort of time. Football's moved on massively since then.
Well, he could become the successful failure, couldn't he?
But very good. Even the great managers, they sometimes lose their touch. I mean, Arsene Wenger last couple of seasons,
Absolutely,
completely lost his touch. Completely a shadow of the manager he was. Mourinho, you have to say, is the same now.
Clinging on to the past.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying about Mourinho. Mourinho's past was fantastic, but you can't see, there's no past for him at United, other than he won a couple of trophies when he was in his first season.
Yeah.
His second season, didn't challenge for the title really, but they finished second. So you could say, well, that was a boost for United.
Yeah, but this season, it's completely fallen away, haven't they? So, as you're right to say, there's got to be change. Director of football, Paul Mitchell has been linked with them. I think someone like that, of that calibre, did a great job at Tottenham, Southampton, he's at RB Leipzig now. Something like that, he'd be a great addition with a head coach, as you say.
Yeah.
And you'd like to think that sort of structure, they could get the right players in and perform better on the pitch. But you got there's recruitment guys from Ferguson's era, Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho. They've all hired different people, and they're all trying to work together. It's just a mess.
Clashing, isn't it?
Yeah, clashing. It's a mess.
Now you have a caretaker manager. Bring back Fergie.
Well, I think he'd make a difference to the end of the season.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen, but
No.
I think he'd make a difference.
Definitely. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
See
Going
what happens.
forward.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But no, thanks for watching, people. Please subscribe to our channel and help us grow. And also follow us on Twitter. We're at garage_football. Take care.
See ya.